You get a call like we did this afternoon, and you immediately fear the worst. Good Morning America's Robin Roberts called in. There's a plane down in the Hudson River, she reported, an airliner. U.S. Air Flight 1549 had just taken off from New York's LaGuardia Airport bound for Charlotte. The Airbus 320 was fully loaded, 150 passengers and crew on board. Within minutes, the plane crash landed into the icy waters of the Hudson River. All indications are the plane struck something, a bird strike most likely, and the pilot used the river as a runway in order to make a water landing. And the great news, everyone made it off the plane safely. We're going to talk to Robin in just a moment, but John Berman starts our coverage tonight. John?
Charlie, New York's Mayor Michael Bloomberg called it the miracle on the Hudson, and it was really a miraculous combination. The presence of mind, the nerve of this pilot to put the plane down in the water, combined with the speed of the rescue, it saved more than 150 lives. It was a stunning scene on the frigid Hudson River.
I just saw the big splash when the plane just bounced over the water, like they landed it on the water.
A terrifying flight turned into a miraculous rescue. A race to save lives from the sea and air. Commercial water ferries and city firefighters rushed to the sinking plane, pulling passengers from the icy waters.
The guy came off the deck and he says that we were going out to help rescue the people off the plane.
I was looking at them through the window and I was like, oh my God, I hope we can get all of them.
Moments later, passengers stepped onto dry land. It was an astounding ending to a 5-minute flight. U.S. Airways Flight 1549 took off from New York's LaGuardia Airport headed to Charlotte, North Carolina. Its path took it north, then a sharp turn southwest over the Hudson. 3 minutes into the flight, the pilot reported 2 bird strikes. He told controllers he wanted to return to LaGuardia. He apparently couldn't make it. Officials say the pilot looped around once before hitting the water to give passengers a chance to prepare for impact. Witnesses say it was a smooth landing that might have saved lives.
We just saw the airplane gliding in the air and it just hit the Hudson River. It hit the Hudson River very hard. When it hit the Hudson River, it just looked like a volcano exploded. There was a lot of water up in the air. Then I called 911. We're the first 2 to see it.
Passengers climbed on the wings as the plane filled with water, floating down the river in the swift current.
It would appear that the pilot did a masterful job of landing the plane in the river and then making sure that everybody got out.
When news of the crash first came, New York hospitals mobilized immediately, prepared for dozens of what could have been terrible injuries. It didn't happen, Charlie. As of now, apparently, as you said, no life-threatening injuries. Charlie.
John Berman reporting tonight from the banks of the Hudson River. Thanks to you. You heard some eyewitnesses there in John's report. Good Morning America's Robin Roberts lives in an apartment overlooking the Hudson River. She was one more of those eyewitnesses. She saw the plane come down. Robin, tell me what you saw and when you knew this was trouble.
Well, Charlie, it's a sight I will never forget. My apartment's about 20 blocks from here. I was in my living room on the phone, happened to glance over where I have a balcony overlooking the Hudson River, and I saw the plane, and I thought, well, okay, that's an area where you sometimes see planes going to Newark and other airports over that way, but I noticed that it was not gaining altitude, it was losing altitude. I ran out to my balcony, and I saw the pilot make the most perfect water landing. It was as if he was using the Hudson River as a runway. And I saw the plane go into the water. I thought, oh my goodness, it's going to submerge. So I immediately called 911, keeping my eye so I could tell them where exactly it went down. But it didn't. I grabbed my binoculars. I could see within 45 seconds the front door pop open. And then I saw a water taxi make its way over within about a minute or so. And then it was completely surrounded. But I got to tell you, Charlie, it was a sight like none other than you would ever imagine seeing here on the Hudson River, but the calm of everybody coming off of the plane is something also I won't forget.
All right, Robin Roberts, thanks very much. The calm saving so many lives. Thanks to you. Well, the plane ditching into water and everyone surviving might seem to be unusual, but it actually isn't. From 1983 to 1999, there were 143 plane ditchings. And according to one study, only 20% of them actually involved fatalities. Dan Harris tonight with the story of the survivors.
Jeff Kolojai from Norwalk, Connecticut says he was in seat 22A en route to Charlotte for a golf trip with family members when the left engine simply blew.
fire flames coming out of it, and I was looking right at it because I was sitting right there, and it just started smelling a lot like gasoline. And a couple minutes after that, the pilot said, "You guys got to brace for a hard impact." And that's when everyone started, to be honest, saying prayers and looked over the water, and we thought we had a chance because, you know, there was some water. And got to give it to the pilot, man. He made a hell of a landing. It's cold!
What happened next blasted one of the major myths of plane crashes, that most people don't survive. In fact, 95.7% of passengers survive. Of course, it was not smooth.
My head hit, you know, everybody's head hit. We hit we hit the water pretty hard, but...
The other major myth of plane crashes is that people go into a blind panic.
Poor little girl behind me. I was sitting in 22A, and there was a little girl behind me that was so scared, and I was so happy. I think she was with her father.
Jeff Kolojai says people were certainly scared, but that they maintained their cool even after they smashed into the frigid waters, jumped out onto the wings of the plane, and then into life rafts.
And we were all making sure that people in front of us got off. Everyone, although it was chaotic, everyone kept a pretty cool demeanor, man. That water got cold, but everyone kept a cool demeanor. And God bless patience, man, because I think it prevailed, man, honestly. It was a cool scene.
They did get some people who actually went into the water. An awful lot of people stepped right onto ferries that pulled up next to the plane or right up to the wings where they were able to get out on the wings.
Tonight, local hospitals say they have received patients suffering from hypothermia. Again, no deaths reported. Jeff Kolojai seems to believe there are two reasons why he and his fellow passengers are all alive tonight: the quick-thinking pilot and, of course, that very rapid rescue. Dan Harris, ABC News, New York.